Hey guys, Paul here. Welcome back to the channel. So a few weeks ago, I have reviewed this new integrated instrument cluster display for Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, and they just sent out the latest update with the new UI and added functions to the display. Now display have new different UIs and also some shortcut buttons that you can actually use on the touchscreen of the display. So in today's video, I'll show you all the new functions and the new UI and see how it looks in my Tesla Model Y. Now let's go. And here's how to do the software update on this new integrated display from Test Studio. So first, go to teststudio.us, go to that integrated display product page, and you can see here new UI interface upgrade package. So basically just click and take you to the Google Drive and then download all of these files. So there are 3 different files, different updates files. You have to do it 3 times, and there are the instructions. I would suggest to read instruction carefully and follow carefully, otherwise it might ruin the software update on the display and it could black out the display and it won't work. So please follow the instructions carefully. After you download all the software updates files, and this is what you'll see 1, 2, and 3. I would suggest to open the zip one by one, and then this is what you'll see. Don't take this folder into your drive, just take the one that said update, the whole thing. Just take this whole thing into your drive. So just copy that into the drive and do this one by one every single time. So as you're done with the first one, delete that update folder, delete this update folder, and then just drop a new one which is from the zip file number 2 to your same drive, and then go back to the car and plug in and update that one. So when the first one is done, do the second one and the third one. The first one will be the longest one because that is the biggest files. It took me about almost an hour. What I did was, plug it in. Do not remove the drive after you plugged in, and just leave the car on. So I basically just left and then left the door open a little bit, make sure the car was on, not off, and then just come back when it's done and do the same thing to the number 2 and number 3. And number 2 and number 3 is not as long. Number 2 probably takes like 15 minutes, number 3 probably takes like 5 to 10 minutes. Use the included USB to USB-C adapter, and then just use your drive and plug it in right there. There's like a USB-C port to the right of. Okay, there you go. So when you plug in, and it will just start to update by itself. So make sure to wait until the update is complete before you unplug your drive. Otherwise, it'll be incomplete and your display might not restart by itself. It might go to dark. And this is the last one, the third folder. So this is the fastest one. So make sure you go one by one until each of them is done, and until the last one, then you can start using the display again. Yeah, if you have the older UI or older software version, this is how you do it. But then if you ordering the new one right now, it should come with the new software update already, so you don't have to do this at all. Oh, one more thing, make sure your drive, let me show you real quick, make sure your drive, let me show you info of the drive. Make sure your drive, it's just use a small capacity drive. It shouldn't be bigger than 32 gigabytes. So this is what I have, 16 gigabyte, and make sure you format it to MS-DOS FAT32 so the display processor can read your drive. So here it is, the new integrated instrument cluster display from Test Studio. Very cool. I love that. The leather red, probably not a real leather stitches around the display. It looks really nice and clean. Let's go through a new UI real quick. So this is when you start up the car, you will see the car similar to the old UI. The big difference here is now you can have this animation where it tells you, to step on the brake, to shift the gear, change the gear to drive, reverse, neutral, or park, just like what you see in the new Model 3 Highland, and in the future would be the new Model Y2. Now, before I show you the UI, let's check out all the details on the main display real quick. As you can see here, everything that is labeled and all the informations are a lot bigger. I would say 20% bigger than the previous UI. Now you can see a lot better. You have all the gear shifter here, the gear selection here, time and speedometer, and also show the comfort or sport. Well, if you change to standard or sport, then the comfort will disappear. Basically, it's a shield mode. And then you have the label right here, the warning, and the lights warning down here, and also the battery and the temperature. I like that they changed the battery now to green color instead of red, and it's a lot bigger now than the previous version. Now let's go through the main menu. To do the main menu, or to select the main menu, on your right scroll wheel, push and hold to the left. Now you will see the main menu here. So everything else pretty much the same. You can do all the setting, change the car color, the hour system 12 to 24, the temperature unit, change Celsius to Fahrenheit, time zone, languages, and you can show US speed limit. You can turn on and off, and then pass switch, brightness. I usually just keep brightness to follow the display, so it's not too bright or too dark. Huge difference is that there are two UIs here. Both of the UIs no longer has the white or day mode like this. They're all in the dark mode. So they did it so both of the UIs kind of matches together with the integrated part of the display, because the actual display is here and the rest are like glass plastic. And if you have a day mode UI like this, you obviously see the display separate from the integrated part of the display. And I want to mention, if you didn't see the full view of this display, it also has integrated air vent, so it gets the air directly from the air vent here, and it goes through here and goes to the top of the display, which you go directly to you. This is probably the first display that has this top integrated air vent. Let me show you real quick how it works and how it functions. Okay, so let's test out the close range first. As you can see, it blows out really hard from these built-in air vents, even on the side. So it has some air vent on the side too, as you can see. Now let's test out a little further out. So it's in front of the steering wheel, so it still blows really good. And even out here, you can still get the airflow from it. So this display takes a lot of airflow from the air vent in the front. And you also have optional front camera that you can connect to this display. You can turn on or off. Since I'm not connected, I didn't connect the camera to this display, I just turn it off. And also you can change the color of the car so it matches your car color. Mine's gray. Let's check out the first UI first. So just go out by pressing to the left, just click one click. Now this is the first UI. When you shift to neutral or drive, shift to drive, and this is what you see. So basically it's a new UI on the Model 3 Highland. Now you can see similar UI on this display. As you can see, it's a dark mode, always dark mode, so you don't really see separation between the actual screen and the integrated part of the display. And when you drive out, I'll show later in this video how it looks when you actually drive the car, and you have speedometer right here. And when you put it on reverse, similar, but it just changed the arrow to reverse or going back. The car is going backward. When you put in park, then it changed the car to similar to the main Tesla display, just like this. Alright, and let me show you the next UI. So go to the main menu again, and then you can just press this button right here, and then now you switch the UI. Let's go back. Now you shift. You don't see a difference right now when you are in park, but when you press on the brake, shift to drive, now the whole thing is entirely different. So you see the speed limit here on the top right, the car status in the middle. As you can see, it matches my car color, which is gray, and you have a tire temperature and the menus on the right. So as I scroll up and down on the right scroll wheel on your steering wheel, you can scroll to different functions. So this is the front forward camera, CarPlay, Android Auto, and then setting. So when you want to select any of this menu right here, you just push to the right, and then that's how you select the menu selection. And then you push back to the left and you go back to that menu again. And then you have so basically this UI switch the speedometer from this side to this side. So you have the speedometer right here on the left hand side. You can see the comfort. If I change the pedal to standard, let me show you, you can see all together, then that comfort disappear right here. But I change back to chill, then the comfort part will come back. And you have the region and power on the bottom here. I kind of like this UI too. This will display the power up and down as you drive the car. And the other thing I like about this UI is that when you turn the car, you can see the lane animation on the display change with the turning of the steering wheel, so it looks more integrated to the car and more dynamic when you drive and you look at it. Now the huge update with this display is that this is probably the first time I got added functions like this to the main display. Usually they would send out the software update with a new UI or the new look, not much on the functions. Now since the display is a touchscreen, you can slide down. Now you have a shortcut menus on the left, with the volume up and down, and then CarPlay, Android Auto, and setting on the top left. But on the top right, you have shortcuts buttons that you can control the shortcuts on the display. This is the touchscreen again. Let me show you. Now you can control the front passenger seat to go forward and backward. And let me try to show you real quick. So I press. So you can only do one increment at the time. You cannot hold and have it keep moving forward or backward. You can only do one touch. This only thing I don't really like about this shortcut buttons on this display, but everything else, since it's just a touch of the button, you can just press the button, as you can see here on this one. So if you do one press, you will open the glove box. Let me press it, then the glove box will open, as you can see. But then if I hold it, there you go. So I have to hold it for like 3 seconds, then you can use a second function, which is frunk opener. So I have the auto frunk, so it just open by itself and then closes by itself again. Hold it for 2 seconds. or 3 seconds. Here we go. Then it closes by itself. If you don't have it, it's just gonna unlock it for you. Same here. You can fold the side view mirror. So I just press. Then both side view mirror will fold, and then I just press again. Then it will unfold. So instead of going through a few steps on the display, now you can just use this. I would use these functions while you park the car instead of use it while you drive, because you have to reach to the display to use the function here. So the second function on this one would be you hold for 2 or 3 seconds to preheat the battery, and these are all the doors. So even if I press here, would be front passenger. You can see the front passenger, it's open. Same here would be a rear passenger, it's open too. And then the rear left also open. As you can see, try to open it for you. There you go. Alright, so those are all the added functions to this new software update on this display. This is, like I told you, this is probably the biggest software update that I received from the factory or from the brand that provided me the display to test it out. And some of them are useful, some of them are easy to use, and I hope it's works better with the seat control. I should be able to like hold and move the seat continuously instead of keep pressing and do like a few inches at a time. And now let me show you how the new UI looks and all the functions of the new UI while I drive the car. Here's what the new UI looks like when I drive. You still have the blind spot warning, as you can see here in a minute. There you go. And when you stop the car, you see this display. So it looks like what you see on the new Highland. And you can use this scroll wheel to scroll on the menu to the left to select different function. And you still have the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto function on this new UI. As you can see, there's no more the red battery like the old UI is, and I like the text of this UI. It's a lot bigger and it's easier to see and to read. And you have the speed limit on the top right, the car status. You still have autopilot sign right there when your car in autopilot, and also autopilot warning, which you can see on the top. And here's the UI option number 2 for this new update on this display. So you have the speed limit on the top still, but you have the speedometer to the left and the menu to the right, and your car in the middle. And if you turn the car in this UI, the lane will turn too. But everything else, it's pretty much the same here. So this is probably the biggest software update I ever received from Tesla aftermarket company for their product to change entirely new UI plus added functions to their product, or in this case the integrated instrument cluster display for the Model 3 and Model Y. Let me know in the comment down below what you think about the new UI and the new functions to the display. I'll make sure to put the link of the full video reviews that I did before. In that video also has the step-by-step installation in it, and also put the link of the newest software update for this instrument cluster display, also the link where you can get the display. Thank you so much guys for watching today's video. Make sure to click like if you like the video, and make sure to subscribe for more awesome contents like this. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.